and has been affected by people of all ages and genders. It is often overlooked by Western eyes, but seen very predominantly by those who are affected by it. Skin color ranges in many colors, and while we often connect prejudice against skin color with racism, there is another type of discrimination that occurs: colorism. It's the discrimination based on one's skin color, not their ethnicity or race. Depending on a person's shade, people would treat them differently. Most of this time, this system favored those with a lighter complexion. Colorism is very prevalent in many Asian countries and in Latin America, with numerous skin lightening or bleaching creams being sold to make them more appealing by getting a lighter complexion. I, for one, have seen these products as they were given to me as a gift from my grandma. She had recently come back from Fiji and said that her other grandkids were using them, so perhaps I would like one too. It was a tube of Fair and Lovely, a skin lightening cream used by millions worldwide. I knew that my grandma wasn't intentionally pushing the idea of white skin or trying to make me bleach my skin, but many people use those creams for that very reason. During my speech, I will provide information regarding the instances of colorism in Asia and how we should learn from it. First, I will go over what exactly these skin lightening treatments do. Second, I will dive into where colorism most often occurs and why many feel they need to be lighter to be accepted. And finally, I will review how colorism should be brought to more attention and how we can help change this. Skin lightening creams reduce the melanin in skin. Primarily, melanin is what gives people their color, in their hair, in their eyes, and most importantly, their skin. Everyone has it, just in different amounts. The more someone has melanin, the darker they will be. According to a past study done on effects of UV on melanin, it was stated that melanin is considered to be the perfect protection against UV-induced photo damage, as the DNA damage from UV is less in those with more melanin. Of course, there are other reasons for the amount of melanin a person has. The sun seems to be the primary reason as to why melanin is different in people from different climates. The miracle magic of melanin gives those with darker skin an advantage with UV damage, as it is less likely to penetrate too deep in the dermis, overall causing less damage to take place. But this pigment does come at a slight cost. Compared to those with light complexions, it's harder for people with dark skin to get vitamin D from the sun. Despite this, many seem to want to rid themselves of this protective pigment. Skin lightening treatments usually don't contain bleach we use to remove stain on our clothes. Instead, there are a variety of other chemicals that go into reducing melanin. Creams seem to be one of the most popular forms of lightening skin. At first, these creams were used for hyperpigmentation and usually can be brought with a prescription. For example, hydroquinone cream. Using it for making the entire face light, however, is what many do. One of the popular skin lightening creams used in India is Fair and Lovely, advertised by many Bollywood celebrities as a way to achieve fair skin, aka white skin. According to the Fair and Lovely website, they use vitamin B3 to lighten skin color. Most other skin lightening creams used in Asia use a formula of concentrated vitamins and plant extracts. There are several treatments that people use to become lighter other than creams. One example is skin lightening surgery. Some use lasers to whiten skin while others use electricity. It may cost a lot and have some ill side effects, but the results for many people are quick. Another common way people lighten their skin is by doing a chemical peel, which removes the top layer of a person's skin, revealing a new layer to the surface. Even IV drops of glutathione are used for skin whitening effects. Now that I have established what skin lightening treatments are, I will now explain why and where these treatments are used. So, why are people so ready to pay top dollar to become light? As I mentioned before, most of these treatments are meant for those with hyperpigmentation, meaning that some parts of the skin have some excess melanin compared to the rest of the skin, resulting in darker spots. Many others use these treatments to achieve a lighter complexion overall, rather than specific spots. The reason as to why people do this is very complicated. Lighter skin being more beautiful has been ingrained into many Asian and Latin countries. Some hypothesize this is so because darker skin may correlate with having to work outside in the blazing sun, while lighter skin is related with being indoors and not having to work outside, showing that this person may be well off. Others theorize the influence of white dominance in those places may affect how people see those in power, perhaps correlating those with white skin with having more power. In many places in Asia, where skin bleaching products are commonly used, people are sold the idea, as well as the product, that lighter skin is better and more attractive. Even in many Asian countries, the celebrities are very often have light complexions and rarely have people with dark complexions present in the media. In my experience, common talk regarding color always goes back to how much more pretty light skin is and how lucky a person is to have such light skin. For example, when I was growing up, I was told to stay out of the sun so that I wouldn't become too dark by close family members. These kinds of ideals show through in urban areas as well as in rural places. Regardless of where this idea of light skin being better came from, the ideal is so deeply rooted into Asian culture, it results in a lack of presence of dark-skinned people in Asian media. This type of discrimination affects the way many people view themselves. Those with darker skin will ultimately get lower self-confidence when constant being told by everyone around them that being light equates to being beautiful. This colorism not only messes with people's self-esteem, but it also imposes that they must change in order to make themselves fit into society through drastic measures. Now that we know why light skin is considered ideal and where this takes place, I will summarize what I've gone over. Colorism is very prevalent in many Asian and Latin countries. Skin lightening treatments is commonly used to reduce melanin in the skin, leaving those who use it with a lighter complexion. There are many theories as to how exactly lighter skin has become seen as more beautiful, but regardless, that preference to white skin is ingrained into many cultures around the world. Currently, this system favors lighter skin, and it is shown in the media, and it really impacts people's meta-perceptions. This preference for lighter skin isn't just a fashion statement. It has strong roots from history relating to some sort of advantages people with lighter skin have had. The lightening of skin has built a strong empire of cosmetic procedures that turn people into what society wants from them, but takes away a characteristic that is natural and beneficial to the human skin: melanin. It seems like melanin isn't seen as magic to many, making lives for those with darker skin unfair and ugly. Rather than just stand here by these unjust rules, we should tear down the system that made people think this way in the first place by going against traditional beliefs about what beauty is.